Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a little bit of a different, it's going to be shorter and mainly just stretching. If you know me at all one way, I am also a runner, and so some days you just need to take a day off, but it's good on your days off to continue to at least stretch so you maintain flexibility. Flexibility and strength go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. So always make sure that you're stretching appropriately. I don't do it as often as I should, to be honest. I ran 9 miles yesterday and I'm just feeling like I need like a day to just not. So I'm giving myself a rest day, and I thought it would be fun to do a more of a stretching type workout or video for you guys. So here that is. We're just gonna go through a bunch of different stretches. Keep in mind, there are many ways to stretch. I'm not going to go over all of them. I just want this to be a nice, quick video for you guys. Maybe you can do this after a run. Maybe you can do this after a tough strength workout, anything. So let's just start and stop talking. So you can use a mat, you can have shoes on, whatever you have on, you are good to go. I am without shoes this morning, but however you'd like. So a lot of these things do stem from a yoga perspective, but they're not always necessarily just yoga stretches. So we're gonna start kind of, if you're on a mat, but if you're not, that's okay. At the top of our mats, feet are gonna be hip width distance apart. Inhale, draw your arms up overhead, and then exhale, bow forward. Keep generous bend in your legs here, all the way forward. And then keeping that bend in your legs, just kind of let yourself hang. Allow your neck to be long. Maybe grab opposite elbows. Maybe sway side to side if that feels good, but keep that generous bend in your legs. If you're swaying, stop swaying and kind of find some stillness. Feeling a pull from the base of your sacrum all the way through the top of your head. It's a great way to just kind of traction the spine, get yourself ready for a nice stretch. If you're holding opposite elbows, drop your hands down towards the floor. Maybe straighten your legs a little bit more. Inhale, lengthen your spine. So come up onto your fingertips or place your hands on your shins and pull the crown of your head forward. Maybe again, straightening your legs a little bit, sending your tailbone back, and then bend it forward. Now forward folding with a little bit more of a straight leg. And don't forget to breathe. Nice inhales and exhales. Slowly roll all the way up to standing. Head comes up last. Roll your shoulder blades back and down. Inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Grab your right wrist with your left fingers and pull over towards the left, opening that right side body. When you're doing this, make sure you're really grounding down through your right foot. So you're not pulling up, you're not doing anything with your hips. Make sure your hips are staying square to the front of your space. And then come back up. Inhale, grab your left wrist with your right fingers and exhale over towards the right. This is such a great stretch for the obliques, your quadratus lumborum, which we'll get into a little bit more later. Your shoulders, your lats. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, hands down behind your back. Clasp your hands behind, press your palms together, open your collarbones, pull your knuckles down towards the floor. Make sure you're pulling your low ribs in so you're not dumping into your lower back. And then if you want, you can bow forward over your legs. Generous bend in your legs. Once you're down, pull those hands towards the floor. First by kind of pulling your knuckles up towards the ceiling so your shoulder blades are down your back, and then towards the floor. Woo, I'm tight. Go ahead and release your arms, release your hands down to your mat, and then you're going to step back into a downward facing dog. So hips high, heels pressing towards the floor. Feeling that stretch in your calves. Stretching through your shoulders by pulling your lower ribs in and down. Keeping your head and neck relaxed. Bend your right knees very deeply. Get a little bit more of a stretch into that left calf. Press your heel down. And then switch, bring your right heel down towards the floor. Bending that left knee deeply. Keep your core engaged. Even though we're stretching, you want to make sure you're engaging too. And then straighten both legs out one more time. Pressing the hips back and up. Heels down towards the floor. Then shift forward to, I guess, a plank for a second, and then drop your knees down to the floor. Big toes to touch. Press your hips down towards your heels, child pose. Allow your head to rest on your mat. Reaching your arms out long, straight in front of you. Walk your hands over to the right side of your mat. Maybe they come off of your mat. Stretching again now into that left side body, even more into your QL here because you're in more of a flexion. Keep your left sitting bone rooted down on your heel. Don't let it come up. And then come through center, walking your hands over to the left. Maybe they come off of your mat, stretching into that right side body, right QL. And then walking your hands back to center. One more breath in the regular child pose. Should feel very long here from compared to the first time you got into child pose. And then come up onto hands and knees. Tuck your toes, send your hips high for downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up towards the sky. Here, if you keep your hips super square, you should feel a pretty generous pull in that left hamstring. It feels so good. Keep those hips square. So you're kind of working, but you're also getting a really good stretch to that left leg. Open your hip, drop your foot down towards your bum. Get a little bit of a twist. Maybe peek onto your left armpit. Look for your right toes. And then inhale, square your hips back off. Exhale, pull your knee into your chest. Set your foot down wherever it lands. If it doesn't land right between your palms, just scoot it forward after you land. Lower your left knee down and come up for a low lunge. Since we're not necessarily doing a full yoga practice here, let's just keep our hands down on our right thigh. But what I want you to do is go through a couple where you tuck your pelvis under and feel that stretch in your hip flexor, and then release it. So we're going to tuck the pelvis, really getting that good stretch in your hip flexor. Try and keep your right knee stacked over your right ankle, and then let it go and feel how that isn't really much of a stretch, right? But if you tuck, you get a much, much bigger stretch. So keeping that pelvis tucked. Hands can be wherever feels good. And let's just keep them down for the purposes of not killing ourselves. Inhale your arms up now. Exhale, hands, frame your right foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your left knee. Plant your left hand inside of your right foot and open it up for a twist towards the right. Welcome to keep your left leg lifted, or you can drop down to your left knee if you want less work here. Trying to rotate from your belly button here. Keep your right hip pulling back in space. Trying to get your chest and belly to contact that inner right thigh. And then exhale your right hand down. Set your left knee down. Shift it back for half split. So right toes come up. Hips are stacked over your left knee. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Really lengthening your spine, almost like you're trying to reach the crown of your head towards your toes and your toes towards your forehead. And breathe here. Rebend your right knee, set your toes down. Tuck your back toes, send your right foot back to plank, and press back, downward facing dog. I'm not gonna do any vinyasas in this practice, we're just stretching. The second thing you should know about me, besides that I'm a runner, is that I really get irritated when people say yoga is just stretching. Because I think it takes a lot of strength and balance and focus, and it's not just stretching. However, this particular video is just stretching. Inhale your left leg up towards the sky. Hips square, feeling that into that right hamstring, right IT band. Keep your ribs pulled up and in. This is the most work I think we're gonna do today, just in this three-legged dog. But that stretch feels so good. Exhale, drop your foot, rotate, open your hip, maybe peeking under your right armpit to see your left foot. And then square your hips back off, inhale. Exhale, pull that knee through, step it wherever it lands. And then if it doesn't land between your palms, that's okay. Lower your right knee and come up for that low lunge. Keeping your arms relaxed here. And then we're gonna do a couple of those tucks. So tuck your tailbone under, feeling that stretch, and then release. Tucking your tailbone under, feeling that hip flexor, and then release. One more time, and then we're gonna hold it. Tuck your tailbone, keeping your left knee stacked over your left ankle, tailbone tucked, everything else up top relaxed, but also don't be super lazy. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, hands frame your foot. Tuck your right toes under, plant your right palm inside your left hand, and open it up for a twist to the left. Welcome to put that right knee down if you really want less work here. Reach that left hand back down to the floor. Set your right knee down and shift it back. Half splits. Left toes come up towards the sky. Inhale to a flat back. And exhale, reach your head forward like you're reaching it towards your toes. Toes reaching towards your forehead. Rebend that left leg, plant your palms, and then step your foot back, downward facing dog. Both heels down. Inhale your right leg up just for a minute, and then exhale, pull your knee in, set your foot down wherever it lands. Left knee comes down. Inhale, back up to your low lunge. Hands can stay down. Make sure you're tucking your pelvis under. Right knee stacked over right ankle. Right hand's gonna reach down towards the floor. Left arm's gonna reach out and up and over. Again, getting that QL, really getting that hip flexor. Keep your tailbone tucked. Reaching those right fingertips down towards the floor. Left fingertips up and over. Come on up to your regular lunge. Plant your hands, tuck your left toes, step your feet up to the front of your mat. Hips width distance apart. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your left knee a lot, sending that right hip up and back for an IT band stretch. Plant your left hand underneath your face and open it up for a twist to the right. Really getting into that IT band here. And then exhale, both hands down to the ground, straighten your legs. Inhale to a flat back maybe. Exhale, one more forward fold. I don't know, I said one more because obviously you're gonna have to do the other side. Plant your palms, step your feet back to plank, and press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, pull it through. Set the foot between your palms or wherever it lands, and come down to your right knee. Come up to your lower lunge, tucking that pelvis here. Left fingertips reaching down towards the floor. Right arm sweeps out and up, and a little side bend. Oh my God, it hurts so good, you guys. Come on up. Set your hands down to the floor. Tuck your right toes. Step up to the front of your mat. Feet hips width distance apart. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And then bend your left knee. Plant your right hand. Bend your right knee. Plant your right hand. And open it up towards the left for a nice E-band stretch. And then bring your left hand down, straighten both your legs. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And then plant your palms. Step your feet back to plank. And then press your hips up and back, down facing dog. Inhale forward to plank. You're going to lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes. You're going to reach your right arm out like a T. Keep your left hand pressing right next to your ribs. And then you're going to bend your left knee, pick up that left foot, and reach behind you, opening up that right shoulder. Your foot might touch it, might not, that's okay. Really wanting you to focus on the pec stretch more than the hip stretch here. Allow your head to rest if you can. And then come back to the middle, to the center on your belly. Left arm reaches out like a T. Right arm pressing through the floor. Right leg bends and reaches back. And then come back all the way back to your belly. Both hands by your ribs. Press up to hands and knees. Go through maybe 2 rounds of cat-cow here. So inhale, dropping your belly. Exhale, round your spine. One more time. Inhale, come to a neutral spine. Plant your left hand firmly on the ground, fingertips wide. Inhale, sweep your right arm up towards the sky, looking up towards your hand. And then we're gonna thread the needle. So thread it down through underneath your left hand. If you can, go all the way down to your shoulder. Rest your head. If you want a little more, walk those left hand fingertips up overhead. And then bring that left hand back underneath by your nose. Press up. Plant the right hand down, same spot. Inhale, left arm reaches up and out. And then thread the needle underneath that right hand. Come all the way down to your shoulder. And then maybe walk your hands forward. Your right hand forward if you want a little more. And then walk your hands back towards you. Press it back up 2 hands and knees. Inhale to a flat, or inhale one more round of cat-cow. And then let's tuck your toes, one more down dog for the day, pressing your chest back towards your hands. We're gonna do one more little sequence, but come up to standing however you'd like. And then we're gonna do some wide leg because it's also very important to stretch your inner thighs. They're big, very big on your knees. Big influences on your knee health. So taking a super wide stance, make sure the outer edges of your feet are parallel to your mat. So it might feel like you're pigeon-toed a little bit, and that's okay. Grab onto your hips, and then you're gonna kind of bow forward, feeling that you're not pressing your hips back, but you're bowing straight forward. Your body is the only thing that's moving. Your hips are staying right where they were. And then once you get down to a point where you can no longer keep your back flat, allow yourself to kind of just come down and hang. Arms can be wherever. You can reach through your legs. You can just allow them to rest on the floor. You can reach opposite ankles, maybe grabbing your big toes with your peace fingers, pulling your elbows wide. Actually, yeah, that's what I want. That's what I'm gonna do. That's the variation I'm gonna pick. Giving yourself a little more of an overpressure by pulling those elbows out wide. And then wherever you are, press yourself up to a flat back. Turn your left toes out about 45 degrees. Come up onto your right heel and then come down into Skandasana. But we're gonna do just a gentle Skandasana. So make sure your weight bearing through the outer edge of your left foot. When your left foot is staying flat here, you can use your left elbow to kind of press that knee out. Right toes and right knee should be facing up. Hands can be wherever you need support, and also feel free to use a block here. That you kind of put a block underneath your right knee or your right thigh. And then come back up through center, parallel your feet. One big stretch down again, forward fold. And then again, come up halfway. Right toes turn about 45 degrees. Left toes come up. Walk yourself over to the right. And then come back to center. Re-parallel those feet. One more time, bowing straight forward. If you find your head is really close to the floor, maybe bring your feet a little closer together so that you're still allowing your body weight to give you that stretch. We're gonna do one more spinal twist here. So keeping your feet wide, come up to a flat back, hands right underneath your face. And then you're going to, let's go to the left first. So you're gonna take your right arm, reach for that left ankle, and then pull your left elbow down towards your right elbow down towards the floor. And then if you want a little bit more, reach up and over with your left hand reaching for your right hip crease, getting that spinal twist in. Go ahead and unwind from there, hands down to the floor, come back to your flat back, lengthen your spine, and then walk over, reaching over to the right ankle with your left, pulling that left elbow down towards the floor, And then if you want a little bit more, reach that right arm up and over, reaching for your left hip crease. And then come out of that. Back to your flat back, just kind of realigning your spine. Heel toe your feet in towards each other. Bend your, well, let's stay here for maybe one little forward fold. Send your your sit bones high, chest, hopefully maybe more easily reaching your thighs. And then bend your knees, come on down to a seated position. Cross your legs here. Oh, feels good to be down on the floor. Inhale yourself really nice and tall. We're gonna do a couple little neck stretches. So reach your right fingertips out without moving your body. Reach them out as far as they go without holding or leaning. And then you're gonna take your left arm up and over and gently pull your left ear towards your left shoulder, keeping those right fingertips grounded. Gently turn and look towards your left armpit. Move the hand to the back of your head and gently pull your chin down towards your shoulder, looking at your left armpit. And then come up to center. Take your left hand, place it right on your collarbone. You're going to side bend and look up towards your right shoulder, stretching the front of your neck. So you're rotating to the right, but looking up towards the sky. And oh my God, if you work at a computer a lot, especially a laptop, I feel like this gets so tight, and it's something we all could use a stretch and a reminder that the front of your neck gets tight too. And then coming back through center, maybe roll your shoulder blades up and down a little bit. Now we're gonna go to the left side, or the right side. So walk those left fingertips out as far as you can without changing anything in your torso. Reach your right arm up and gently pull that right ear to your right shoulder. Let go of your head a little bit. Turn your head towards your right armpit and your fingers coming to the back of your head. Press your chin down towards your armpit. Well, really your chin to your shoulder, but gazing down at your armpit. And then coming up, keeping those left fingertips reaching away. Right hand to left collarbone. You're gonna side bend and then look up and away and towards your left side. Oh my God. And then come back up. Maybe roll your shoulder blades again a few times. Inhale your arms up overhead. We have one more stretch and it's a twist. You're gonna twist open to the right. Left hand's gonna come to the top of your right knee. Right hand behind your back. Grow nice and tall. And then just twist as far as you can. Feeling that like wringing out of your spine. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist over to the left. Right hand to the top of the left knee. And then come back to center. There are 1,000 more stretches that we could do today, but in the interest of time, let's go ahead and end there. I hope you enjoyed this little stretch practice today, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. Namaste.